this Florida Derby day, remember to sign up with DRF Bets.
It's Dubai World Cup Saturday, and one of the major races is the Dubai Sheema Classic. It's at 1.5 miles on the turf, and we're going to take a look at the field right now. Dan Illman, along with Mike Beer, and an international group. They're coming from everywhere to compete in the Dubai Sheema Classic, and it's fascinating, Mike, that Mishrif, who just won a $20 million race on dirt, is running here instead of in the Dubai World Cup. If it's any other trainer, I complain. With John Gosden, I pay attention.
Well, he is a prior Group 1 winner on the turf, Dan. So it's not that surprising that he's here. I'll tell you one thing about the decision to run in this race. They picked the way tougher spot. That Dubai World Cup is the headliner. This is the toughest race on the card.
I agree with you. It's the toughest race. It might end up being the best betting race. You see a very familiar name in the multiple Grade 1 winner Channel Maker, who's arguably America's best runner. You've got turf runner. You've got Chronogenesis, who's arguably Japan's best turf runner. Of course, you've got Mishrif, who won the world's richest race, and you have Mogul for Aidan O'Brien, Coolmore, and Ryan Moore, a multiple Group 1 winner in his own right. Now, program numbers, post positions don't correspond in this race, so we'll begin in post position order. The number 8 Mogul will break from the rail in here, and let's watch Mogul's recent win in the Hong Kong Vase. This is his second Group 1 win of 2020. He won the Grand Prix de Paris at 1.5 miles, and this is a horse that just works out a solid trip. He grinds him down, and the horse that finished second in here, Exultant, is just a solid horse in Hong Kong. Came back to run second in a Group 3, third in a Group 1. Mogul may not have the most speed in the world, but this horse will finish.
Yeah, I mean, he got a good trip in this race, but he also won it very easily. This was a nice another step in the right direction. That sort of feels like the book on Mogul, and he may have to take another step forward in this field, Dan, but he just feels like a progressive, newly turned 4-year-old for top connections. Even his Breeders' Cup Turf, Dan, when you go back and watch that race, he did not get a very good trip in there. His rider was trying to do the right thing early in the race. He put him right behind Tarnawa, and I think he wanted to follow that horse. But he got into some trouble around the second turn in there, and I think it took him out of his game.
Breaking from post position 2 is the number 1 Channel Maker, who enjoyed a career renaissance towards the summer and fall of 2020, winning the Sword Dancer and Joe Hirsch Turf Classic, both in gate-to-wire fashion, then finishing ahead of Mogul, won a solid third in the Breeders' Cup Turf. Now, he ran in Saudi Arabia in their major turf race there, and I know that Channel Maker's the kind of horse that sometimes lacks the will to win. I don't know if that was the case last time out. I wonder if maybe Joel Rosario moved a bit too early to take the lead with him.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I thought he ran great last time. That was to call it an enterprising pace, I think would be putting it kindly. He was really moving right along up there, Dan. He did get run down by a horse who's good, but not as good as what Channel Maker's facing here. It feels like it's going to be really hard for Channel Maker to beat this field, but I thought he ran really well last time.
And he was denied the lead last time out. I think this time he might be able to get to the front. We'll see if he can control it and back down the fractions. Up next, breaking from post position 3, is the number 6, Berkshire Rocco. This is a horse that's Group 1 placed in England, going long in the St. Leger, 1 mile and 13/16. His seasonal debut came in this race. This is the Amir Trophy in Qatar. Finishes second in here. It's an okay effort. I question the quality of the field he faced.
Right. He's still stepping way up in class here, and he runs fine in this spot, but he never really threatens the winner. And he's facing better horses this time.
Another horse taking a step up in class is the number 3, Simsir. This horse is a stakes winner in Bahrain. They ran him on the dirt last time out in the Saudi. Got to throw that race out. He's probably not a dirt horse, but again, a gigantic step up in class.
Yeah, give him a pass for the last one, and he's still probably not good enough.
Walton Street, if you go through his lifetime past performances in Formulator, was kind of just an okay handicapper in Europe. He really wasn't much of a stakes horse, but his last two races have been very, very good in Dubai. Now, not against the kind of competition he'll be facing on World Cup Saturday, but let's watch his effort in the Dubai City of Gold, where he was able to make kind of a mid-move to get into contention. He took over the lead in the stretch, and it's a very comfortable victory for this horse. He's run fast races in Dubai in his last two. He has the tactical speed to get the jump on some of the major closers. We're going to finally find out how good he is here.
Exactly. They're going to now really test him off of 3 straight wins. He's 2 for 2 so far this year. He's won both of those races very easily. Dubai Future is not his main competition this time. That's the horse he's handled easily twice so far. Now we're going to step him up and face the big boys.
Here's another horse that's done some good work at Dubai over the winter. Star Safari has won 3 out of his last 4 races, including this race in the Group 3 Dubai Millennium Stakes. Didn't think this was a strong field, but he's traveling very comfortably, turning into the straight.
Yeah, this is a pretty impressive win, actually. Not against, the quality field he's going to face on Saturday. But he was very confidently ridden until right there when they asked him, and he does what he has to do. He's very lightly raced, Dan. They're going to step him up into a pretty tough spot here.
Dubai Future is up next. He'll be reunited with Frankie Dettori, who was aboard for the score going 14 furlongs, 2 starts back. Dubai Future, we saw him chase Walton Street in vain. Now he not only has to face Walton Street, but a couple of other heavy hitters.
Yeah, just a way tougher spot here. Walton Street is not the horse to beat in this spot.
Arguably, the horse to beat is the number 9, Chronogenesis. I won't be surprised if this one goes favored in the international pools. She won the Ara McKinnon last time out. It features the best race horses all over Japan. Let's watch that race right now. And she made this big 4-wide backstretch sweep to get into contention. She's on the outside here. She's going to make the lead, and she's going to grind it down. She competed in all the major races in Japan last year, and she was usually right there at the wire.
Yeah, a couple of big wins in those major races, too. A really good effort behind the great Almond Eye, 2 starts back. There's just obviously a lot to like about this horse.
And Love's Only You is a really nice mare. She's just not the quality of Chronogenesis, I don't believe. She came out of the Ara McKinnon. She finished 10th that day at 14-1 to be an odds-on winner in a Group 2 event. She's run some nice races in the past. Maybe she's kind of a long shot you could use underneath. Again, these Japanese horses do very well on Dubai World Cup Saturday.
Yeah, they do. They tend to send the right ones over here. She's obviously got ground to make up on Chronogenesis, however.
And Mishrif completes the field, just won the $20 million Saudi Cup on dirt. But as Mike mentioned in the opener, this is a French Derby winner on turf, also a Group 2 winner at Deauville in 2020. Mishrif has credentials. I think he might be a better dirt horse than a turf horse, though. And if he goes off the same price at horses like Chronogenesis, I might kind of fade him a bit.
Yeah, me too. We'll see how they wind up betting it. I mean, obviously his turf form is fine. I'm not going to, sit here and knock him. He's a Group 1 winner on grass. But I kind of feel like even those races probably don't stack up with some of the other horses in here. We'll see if he does drift in price. I'm not going to argue with him. He ran really well last time to win. But at a short price, I'd look elsewhere.
Top pick time for the Grade 1 Dubai Sheema Classic. I think Chronogenesis is going to be tough. I think Mike's top pick Mogul are going to be tough. I have to use those horses in any sort of exotics. I'm just curious to see if Walton Street's home court advantage and the fact that the other 2 are coming off layoffs works to his advantage. I do believe the other 2 are more talented than he is. He just might be fitter and might get the jump on him at a good price.
Yeah, trips could be important in this race. I'm going to take Mogul, Dan. I like the trip that he got last time when he won in Hong Kong. And if he gets one similar to that and takes a step forward, he could be tough.
Mogul is Mike's top pick, 8174-5897. This race should be a war. The Dubai Sheema Classic, race number 8 on Dubai World Cup Saturday. Best of luck.